Bahala Yahweh Hashem Yahweh Shai Bahashim Kodashi, double honors to the apostles and the bishops of Great Millstone, even the elders that came before them that taught us the truth. Shalom and salutations to all the brothers that are pushing the word in truth and in sincerity, the whole like tabernacle of David. I'm the Elder Yeshua, back with another lesson. This lesson is going to be basically a movie review, spiritual movie review on Disclosure Day. And what I want to do is I'm going to go ahead and take the copyright strike, and they'll probably make it disappear altogether. And I'm going to play a couple of these because they're only like 2 minutes. But what the movie is about, I believe, is in the trailers or in these descriptions of the movie when Spielberg comes out and he does his thing. All right, so I'm going to try not to spoil or spoiler alert and all of that good stuff. So I won't go as far as what the trailer is actually showing you. All right, now let me say this though. In the movie, this lady here, she's playing a newscaster. And after whatever happens to her, she comes out, right? Spoiler alert. She does a newscast and she's speaking. I knew this when it came up because nobody said anything yet. I'm like, she's probably speaking to the alien. So she spoke in a language, right? That we were told in the movie was alien. Now, what I'm saying is, here's what I believe the movie is about. It's about the trailer. It's about what is being said before you even go into the theater. What they're telling you is your religion. You're going to second guess your religion. Okay? And that didn't happen when you went in the movie. The movie didn't make you second guess your religion. But I'm going to tell you what, that message, that alien message, that might. If you took that jump shot and that's a program and you hear that whatever's inside of you hears that message, that code, that frequency, whatever, that might be an activation code. Just saying. Could be. Because there's nothing in the movie. All right, whatever it is, right, is being said in the trailers. Right? Because the movie is just more. There have been much better movies made 30 years ago than this. Anyway, so let's get the IFA. Let's see if we can do this. I saw a brother do it. Let's see. What is an IFA? I type in IFA, then we go to images. What we should see is a bunch of UFOs. E-P-H. E-P-H-A-H. IFA. I'm going to just put that. We'll put IFA. Let's go images. See if we see UFOs. There's a UFO. Look at the angels carrying the IFA. No, that's an IFA, the UFO. And of course, they're going to try not to show you that because we're close to it. It's a carrier, a measurement, right? And this is what it looks like. Holds 10 ohmers. Okay? That's what it looks like. An IFA. Like a chariot. You don't know no chariot! Shut the fuck up. That's a true IFA. The one that they're not trying to show you. right? Now this, right, goes back to some Cecil B. DeMille type shit. Oh, well, Pillar of Fire, that is a whirlwind with some fire. This motherfucker had it animated, right? No, it's this. See? It looked like this, right? Do we have to go to it? Shit. Yeah, let's get it so we can show that. Slovakia. I did camp yesterday and this kind of came up. So this is Zach 5. And it says it looks like it. See, this is where a nigga don't understand. The Bible will F you up if you're not, careful. This is the ephah, right? This is an ephah that goeth forth. He said, this is Zechariah 5 and 6. And I said, what is it? And he said, this is an ephah that goeth forth. He said, moreover, this is their resemblance throughout all the earth. What is their resemblance? An ephah. What is their resemblance throughout all the earth? This is what ephah goes. This is their resemblance throughout all the earth. What is that telling you? This is what a UFO looks like. This is what a chariot chariot of Israel looks like. That thing that you measure that grain with, it looks just like that. That's what's being said right here. This is their resemblance. He said, moreover, this is their resemblance through all the earth. What? This ephah. This is an ephah that goeth forth. Right? Behold, there was lifted up a talent of bread, and this is a woman that sitteth in the midst of the ephah. And he said, this is wickedness, and he cast it in the midst of the ephah, and he cast the weight of lead upon the mouth thereof. All right? So this is describing the woman in the basket. This is describing, right, a situation dealing with these chariots. Okay. Lifted up my eyes, and behold, there came out two women. Their wind was in their wings, for they had wings like the wings of a stork, and they lifted up the ephah between the earth and the heaven. And this is a big metaphor, but it's using what? What are we talking about here? The flying scroll, right? Looking like an ephah. Back to this. Okay, but that's the point. Let's watch this. Fair use of Disclosure Day. Now let's see if we see Spielberg in here trying to tell you that your religion, right, will be in question. Because that's what the movie is about. Them trying to brainwash you.
What did you steal?
Secrets. The data they paid me to protect.
Are there people? Good morning, Kansas City. Let's take a look at today. Today is today's.
That. Now, whatever that is, right? Whoever took that shot, the Maxine Nightingale, right? If that is a frequency or a code that ignites those nanobots in you, it could be that. You go to the movie, you hear this, right? And it activates whatever is inside of you, okay? Thermite, what do they call that shit? I forget. Anyway, that could be some sort of code.
Do you understand what she's saying?
I hear it. It's gibberish. I can't understand it.
And I can.
Okay, so that's a clue right there. All right? They're telling you up front. People aren't putting that together. That could be something. Some people understand that, so it means something. Could it be a program, right, that some people react to? Is that what this movie is? Some sort of delivery system or a wake-up code? It could be that, because there was nothing in that movie. You understand?
What's happening to me?
People are starved for the truth. I'm a part of it now. I'm just sorry they made you a part of it too.
Hello, Jane. Please. Have a seat.
This 79-year terror campaign of lies has to end.
Here's what they're saying. Long time ago, these beings came to them and they started working with. That's what this movie is about. They started working with these aliens a long time ago. And they believe that these aliens are God. And God gave them some technology which made them gods. Now this is the story they're trying to tell us. So-called white men got in contact with aliens. The aliens came down and made them gods. Now they're gods, and we got to do what they tell us. This is the story they're trying to push. But it's very black and white. When you go to this Negro right here, he's saying, it's okay, you guys. We can tell everybody that you guys are now gods. Right? He's the only Negro in the movie of any significance. Everything else is about the so-called alien gods giving the so-called white man an upgrade. So they have hijacked the truth. And they're pushing that out. Here's what you guys are to believe. We've been working with you. They rolled one out. We've been working with these aliens for a long time now. And now we're going to let everybody know why we have the technology that we do, because we're the gods now. That's what they're saying. Okay. Now, I don't think this one has Spielberg in it, so I'm going to just go to the one that does. Because the movie itself is really absolutely nothing. So what I'm looking for in the movie is the premise, right? You have to look for the premise, because you can fall asleep instantly. This says final trailer. Let's see if this is the one with Spielberg. And listen to what Spielberg says, because he's pushing an agenda. You're going to lose your religion.
I can see it. I am much more inclined now than I was when I made Close Encounters to really believe that we're not the only.
I'm much more inclined now. What, they told you something new?
I am much more inclined now than I was when I made Close Encounters to really believe that we're not the only intelligent civilization in the universe.
What did you steal?
Secrets. People have a right to know the truth. This is a story about us. All of us.
Good morning.
All of who? It can't be a story about all of us. It's a story about all you Edomites. Okay? Trying to control this because if it was the story, true story, it'd be about separation, not about all of us.
All of us.
Good morning, Kansas City.
Up against the most extraordinary event in human history.
Now, see, all of us aren't up against the most extraordinary event. For some of us, it's a bad thing. A lot of you. But for some of us, not all of us. So why didn't you say that? You're lying. Okay? You gotta be lying because you didn't say, well, some people, right, are gonna be given a pass for this destruction. You seem to know enough about it to know that.
What's happening to me? I'm frightened. I'm frightened out of my wits.
You don't need to be. You have someone else.
Daniel Kellner.
Who is this?
Do not go back to the house. They found you. I don't know who you are, but they're gonna kill you.
The human race cannot accept what we know. We need to stop it any way we can.
What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? What am I doing? This 79-year cover-up of the truth has to end.
We're interrupting our coverage.
How will disclosure change us? I believe for the better. It will remind us of our capacity for empathy, and that there is something bigger out there than just ourselves.
That's Spielberg.
The only way to know your purpose is to go back to where it all began. I know you.
I know you do. What happened?
You got the color right, though. You see the brown? They're trying to make them into monsters and stuff, but it's not green. It's not some fucking gray. It looks brown to me.
What happened
That looked like it was brown.
to us?
I used to say to myself, wouldn't it be wonderful if all of this turned out to be true?
It is true, but this lie that you're telling, it's all gonna happen. But your version, your lie, guess what? It's gonna be exposed.
I'm now thinking, wouldn't it be wonderful for people to know they're coming? All of this is true.
But not the way you tell it. You see? Oh, the animal is gonna turn into some fucking monster that Joseph Mengele made and sent over here during Roswell. And there's Esau. And that might be what Esau saw. That might be his God, right? Which are Satan's angels, if you understand the hierarchy, but
Disclosure Day.
okay, so, and basically, I just wanted to see him say that. He's probably not going to say it in any other, but, let me see. Disclosure Day will challenge your see what this says. See what this does. We get a hit. Let's see if we get a hit. And I'm going to go ahead and close. I just wanted to speak on it. The movie is garbage. 7 days. Oh, here it is. Let's see what this guy says. Fight for survival. Not a whole bunch should Christians watch because it's the beginning of discovery programming the masses for a new belief system. It's programming before you even watch the movie. Okay? The film that makes Christians lose. How? Not doing that. It made me fall asleep. And I mean, immediately. Real life evidence. I guess there's some truth to his story as far as, him working with these aliens. I guess there's some truth to it. But they're not, whether they know that they're working with the demiurge, the low end of Godhead, and that there's more to it, and that they've been deceived into believing that somehow they're going to win anything. Let's see what this does real quick. We'll see what the Lord looking there. That's what we got. This guy's going to say. This coon. I'm thinking he's a coon. Slovakia. Wonder if they're going to let me watch it here.
I just saw an advanced screening of Disclosure Day, and there is one scene that really stood out to me because it confirms everything the Bible has prophesied about the end times deception that is already underway. In this scene, a young woman is gripping a gold crucifix so tightly that her hands are bleeding. And while she's doing this, she's uttering a prayer, the same prayer that Jesus Christ said in the Garden of Gethsemane on the eve of his own actual crucifixion. But she's not saying this prayer to God, and she's not uttering this prayer even to herself. She's praying to an entity that is controlling her body, an alien entity. And I'm going to walk you through this scene and really unpack what took place in Disclosure Day, because this scene was so disturbing. Again, it confirms everything the Bible says about the strong delusion that's going to come on the world in the Great Tribulation. So in this scene, in Disclosure Day, and of course, this is the new movie that's out, directed and written by Steven Spielberg, that deals with the disclosure of the UFO, UAP alien phenomenon. Colin Firth plays Noah Scanlon, who's the antagonist. He is the villain in the film. He's trying to suppress and stop the protagonist from revealing the truth about aliens to society and having disclosure. So that's what he's trying to do. And in this scene, he has an artifact. It's alien technology that with it, he can actually use it to astral project himself. So he can actually send his essence, his spirit.
So at no time was she dealing with no alien. You made that up, dude. That's bullshit. Okay, she was dealing with that dude and the artifact. Where's the alien? So you added that for whatever you're trying to get some views or whatever the fuck you're doing.
He focuses on a certain person with this technology in his hands. He's able to get into their mind to such a degree that
so where's the alien in their mind?
Actually project his presence into the physical presence of that.
People do that on Earth all the time.
So that they can see him and hear him, and he can speak to them and locate where they are if they're trying to hide.
The men who stare at goats.
From him, and even read their mouth.
It's all just witchcraft.
And to some extent, control their body. If that sounds eerily familiar, that's exactly what the Bible, the phenomenon we see with demon possession a person is physically controlled by a demonic entity. He can even control their speech and speak through them. So it can control their movements, control their speech, and this is exactly what we see in the film where this young lady is now.
This dude is tripping. It is not that. Okay, so let's get out of here. It's brainwashing. Is what it is. Okay, you should be afraid because it's brainwashing. This is what it is. It's programming. I don't know why my internet is moving so damn slow lately. Bear with me. I'm just doing a little looking around. See if we can kick something up here. But there's not too much to it. It's just programming. And you might program a lot of people that don't know the difference between a real chariot and what they made at Roswell, which are those grays or whatever. What is it? On the way to Roswell? Look at this. It takes this long?
Day is it's really an experience.
Really
it's an experience to turn yourselves over to us and allow.
This is about
to
him.
Present you.
This is about
with
him.
Not just as we.
This is about him programming your mind even before you see the movie. That's what this is. It's what he's telling you. And so much so that I think it has something to do with that operating system that you already took, the Maxine Nightingale. And that this message, this frequency that they're pushing in the movie, I think that has something to do with it.
Well, I think the thing about Disclosure Day is it's really an experience. It's an experience to turn yourselves over to us and allow us to present you with not just the facts as we see them, but also with a great deal of momentum, velocity, speed, entertainment, because it's a real combination. The movie doesn't stop until it stops. I don't make a lot of contemporary movies about today. I've done a lot of period film.
It's a whole program is what it is. Before you even hit the theater, he's programming you right now, telling you exactly what our intention is for you to surrender to us and believe whatever we're going to tell you, whatever we're about to present. That's what he just said. Listen to it again. He said, well, it's the second part of what we're doing right now. So it's programming. Listen close.
Well, I think the thing about Disclosure Day is it's really an experience. It's an experience to turn yourselves over to us and allow us to present you with not just the facts as we see them, but also with a great deal of momentum, velocity, speed, entertainment, because it's a real combination. The movie doesn't stop until it stops. I don't make a lot of contemporary movies about today. I've done a lot of period films. I've done Minority Report, takes place in the future, as does Ready Player One. I don't settle on the present very often, but we needed the present tense. That was the essential part of our creating, hopefully, a belief system that the audience will say, "Oh my God, this is here. This is happening." All I can say is, when that moment comes, and we all sort of start to, the people in the know what day it's going to be that they disclose this. People will be saying, in the know, well, there's going to be no day like tomorrow. There will be no other day like tomorrow.
Would you be for a disclosure day?
I would absolutely be for an actual disclosure day, which is sort of why I made the film.
Look at that nigga. Oh my God, that's Spielberg's monkey. That's his whole monkey right there. Look how he's looking at him. And flaming. That's nasty.
To maybe hurry it along a little bit more, what is happening right now with our on Earth, communion between people who perhaps do not agree on anything, but something like this, a disclosure day, would bring them together in a kind of, maybe for the first time, bridging the divide that divides us. I feel like listen. I feel like we need something to, I don't know, something to just quiet the noise that we have between each other and unite us in some way, shape, or form. I think I'm all for it because listen, I've watched congressional hearings. I've done a lot of research and study about this as well, and I think that if there are, of course, like our friend Emily, she says it's very arrogant to think that we are all alone in the universe. And I feel like that expands our vision of who we are, of who we can be. It just disrupts a lot of systems that we have, which I don't think it may not be such a bad thing. I feel like we may need a new vision and a new way of how do we come together as long as we do it together.
I've seen a couple of comments recently asking if I think that it's okay to go and see this movie. So I'm going to answer that, but first and foremost, I want to make it clear that this is just my opinion. I am not telling you what to do, what not to do. This is just my personal opinion as a follower of the Lord Jesus Christ. Now, I personally will not be going to watch this movie. I have not seen a movie in theaters in a very, very, very long time for a reason. Listen, y'all, I'm fascinated by the spiritual realm. Absolutely fascinated to learn about what goes on in the enemy's camp. I'm covered by the blood of Christ. I do not fear my enemy because I have full authority over him. So I want to learn about him. That's expected of me. I should understand the schemes of my enemy. I should understand. I should seek to learn about how he moves, how he operates, what his weapons are. And over the years, the more I, seek that information, the more I try to learn about that. God has revealed to me. Runs and controls the media, Hollywood, our government. And what that actually means is the people that we see are literally Nephilim. They are real life Nephilim. They are
Slovakia. Okay, so the confusion that this is going to bring, right? Everybody is just everywhere with what's going on. The Nephilim, the giants. Let's see. Should Christians are already gone, right? The Nephilim. So anyway, 2 Thessalonians 2:11, and for this cause the Most High shall send them, you Israelites, strong delusion that they should believe a lie. And you nations, right? And you devils, right? But this starts with Jake, and then it goes directly to our enemies, which are you nations and Eve. Okay, but this strong delusion, whatever this debacle that's being served up, right, can be attributed. Let's see, on the way to Roswell. What is On the Way to Roswell? Book. What is it called? On the what? The day after. On the way. Is that what it's called? Funny thing happened on the way. What's this about? And it's not fucking science fiction. What is this about? I'm curious.
Excerpt from Encounter with the Unknown by Jason Greer. FBI evidence number 567HG 4532X.
It says in it.
In my many travels through the tombs of American government, I have encountered several souls who, though wholly
This is bullshit. Slovakia. I have to do it this way. Slovakia, bear with me. Book. on boy, they're trying to hide it. This thing is fucking me off right now. Slovakia. The specific book you are looking for is Area 51 and Uncensored History. Published in 2011, the book outlines a highly controversial alternative theory regarding 1947 Roswell incident, the Soviet connection. The book claims the UFO was actually a Soviet aircraft flown by Joseph Stalin? Alien pilots. Jacobson's source alleged that Soviet leader Joseph Stalin recruited infamous Nazi doctor Joseph Mengele to perform human experimentations to create grotesque child-sized aviators. See, they left this part out of Spielberg's book or his movie. They left this part out, that during Project Paperclip, Mengele was over there in Russia when they launched this Roswell that they're showing so well in the movie, Roswell, and here's the footage. Well, here's Roswell right here. The goal was to remotely pilot the craft into the United States to cause public hysteria similar to the War of the Worlds broadcast in 1938. The theory proposes that the aircraft crashed in New Mexico and the bodies found at the site were actually deformed human children rather than extraterrestrials. Joseph Mengele was working on these children while still in Nazi Germany before they split them up in paperclip and sent some to the UK, some to Russia, and some to Los Alamos over here, Area 51. They were all working together. Here's your aliens. Joe made them. Started out in Nazi Germany. Been making them for a long time. They're real good at it. Man. They're real good at it. Not only, right, do they have those aliens, now that they can beam you up. That's what the movie is talking about when the animals show up in your room, right? That's a holographic image on an army man, right? It's a military operation. Betty and Barney Hill went through it. They were abducted onto a military aircraft, same military as the Nazis, when they sent that military program over to Roswell, and then wherever Mengele was working over in Russia. Same program. They figured out how to beam you up onto an aircraft and make you believe that you got abducted by Mengele's children, the so-called aliens. So here's where the smoking gun is, right? About Roswell. This is the Roswell smoking gun. That if you understand Paperclip and what Mengele was doing in Nazi Germany, those are your aliens. Okay? I'll show you. Damn, I can't show you. Last time I did this, I got a strike. But if you go to, right, type in Joseph Mengele's experiments on the Jews, right? then you'll see some of those Jews malnourished like they haven't eaten in forever, and what their body resembles is an alien gray. Then this dude was sewing ears and stretching and doing experiments and doing all manner of shit at the highest level. The Nazis had all the money and technology and anything that they wanted and needed being funded by who? The Rothschilds. So anyway, when you understand this, then you understand the Greys. They made it all up. They've been working on it, robots and things of that sort. Anti-gravity, right? Beaming niggas up. They got all of that shit on lock. They can actually make you believe that you were abducted by an alien, experimented on, and put back down, and put a chip in you and all of that. Babylon got all of that. Okay? Ben had it. Those are the vehicles that run the trafficking operation, right? They can cloak, they can disappear in their trafficking. Period. They look like spaceships. They look like flying saucers. They belong to Babylon. They got a lot of them. Okay? But this is the book. All right? And the book is called Area 51, An Uncensored History of America's Top Secret Military Base. Right there next to Roswell. So they just, whether they even sent anything from Roswell or not, those people are working, they've been working together. Oh, well, they split up the Nazi Sun. Come on. It's real simple to see that everybody is together coming against Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. What are they trying to fake right? Well, the second coming of Yahweh Bashim Yahushua. They don't know about him? Come on. So back to this hogwash that we started with, this Spielberg debacle. We don't have to go back. It's just ridiculous. Okay? The whole effort is ridiculous. So anyway, yeah, Road to Roswell starts in Germany. Look at the Luftwaffe. See? Road to Roswell. Let's see what this says. It's a stupid book. It starts in Nazi Germany in paperclip. How long after World War II, which World War II ended in 45, right? Well, this happened in 47.
The Road to Roswell by Connie Willis. When level-headed Francie arrives in Roswell, New Mexico, for her college roommate's UFO-themed wedding, complete with a true believer bridegroom, she can't help but roll her eyes at all the wide-eyed talk of aliens.
Let's see. I'm going to end it right here. Salakia for droning. The movie was straight garbage, so just hard. I like UFO movies. This was terrible. Solomon 5, and when they see it, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. When they see what? When they see us stand in great boldness before the face of such as have afflicted us and made no account of our labors. When they see that, they shall be troubled with terrible fear. And another shall be amazed. So they're going to be amazed at the strangeness and troubled, terribly fearful of what they see, the strangeness of his salvation. Them chariots so far beyond all that they looked for. Troubled with terrible fear. Okay? So get ready to be scared shitless if you don't know the difference between a real chariot and what Joseph Mengele and them been working on, because theirs is to scare you. Esau is already Durst yet fighting. He's scared. Right? He's going to scare you because his ass is scared. Right? He can pull his best witchcraft. Maybe you can make someone afraid. Maybe you can scare someone. Okay? Terrify someone. So don't be terrified because you know and you're anticipating for this prophecy to come true. So, or come to pass. Of course they're going to come true. They just got to come to pass. With that, we pray that the elect are edified. Just get ready. Right? Don't be afraid because you know what's going on. All right, shalom.